Okay, we're going to do some estimating on fractions of what our answer should be because we should always estimate before we start so that we know if our answer is reasonable. So let's look at how we would estimate here. Here's our problem. Kim will be riding her bike to school this year. The distance from her house to the end of the street is 1/6 of a mile. The distance from the end of the street to the school is 3/8 mile. About how far is Kim's house from the school? So if we write an equation, it's 1/6 plus 3/8 about. And if you look here, this looks a little different. It's an equal sign with a little jagged edge at the top, and that is the, the symbol for about. Using the number line, so let's use the number line as one way of doing it to ask ourselves. Step 1, place a point at 1/6 on the number line. So if we take a point and we put it at 1/6, I don't like O, let's do that. So I have 1/6 there. The fraction is between what? It's between 0 and 1/2. Because 1/2, we know if we simplify 3/6, that's the same as 1/2. So it's between there. So we have that one there, and now we have place the point at 3/6. So let's place the point at 3/8. The fraction is between, once again, it's between 0 and 1/2. The fraction 3/8 is closer to what benchmark? Well, if I look at it, it's closer to 1/2 because I know 4/8 is the same as 1/2. So I'm going to round it to 1/2. So if I look at this down here, 3/8 is the same thing, 1/6 is the same thing as 0, plus 1/2, sorry, and so my answer is going to be about 1/2, because 0 plus 1/2 is about 1/2 from miles from the school. So I could figure that to be exact, but they just wanted me to round or estimate. Using the number line is one way. Another way is you can compare the numerator and the denominator to round a fraction and find the reasonable answer. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to round 9/10, that's close to 1/2. If I round 5/8, that's closest to, well, 4/8 is half, so I'm going to say that's closest to 1/2. And so if I look at this, I have 1. Over here. Sorry. Just writing it. Is closest to 1/2. So if I have a whole and I subtract 1/2, I get 1/2. So I can just round it if I know my fractions, what my fractions are equivalent to. So we want to estimate, and sometimes you're going to have a whole number. 2 7/8 minus 2/5 is about, so let's estimate this part. We'll just do this first one together. This is close to 3 minus 2/5. That's really close to 0 because 1/5. So my answer is going to be about 3. Then we could do the same thing here. 1/9 plus 4 8/9. 8, 4, and 8/9 is well, 1/9 is 0 plus 4/8 equals, that's just about 5. So it equals 5. So I want you to rewrite the problem of what you're rounding them to. If you need to get the number line out, use that. You certainly can. Please write those problems down in your book and write 6.3. You've got some story problems. You've got some estimating of the sums and differences. Same thing here. Come talk to Mrs. DeCarney about this page, please. This is another whole lesson that you should get done in one of your cities.